The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, March 4th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing this morning?
Doing good, buddy. Just little technical glitches here and there, but as the show goes on, hopefully it's all smooth. But otherwise, pretty good, bud. Pretty good.
Right on. Doing well, we're into Thursday. We're halfway past the week, and you know what? Headed into the weekend, and we've got some exciting things happening. I'll probably be working through the weekend to get things ready for the switch over of Fenix Media that we've been leading up to.
Yeah. We're
changing over to Fenix Media, the multiverse of pop culture entertainment. So
I'm excited about this change. It's going to be really good. And it's a lot of cool shows lined up, a lot of good things, man. I even have stuff I have to ask. I know, me being the co-host, I don't know everything about it, so I'm like the audience here. I know most of it, but not everything, since I decided to take a are you kidding me? Don't not for that time of the show.
How dare they? Don't they know that you're... Yeah, don't they know you're trying to do a show?
It's just probably some jagon trying to steal my identity. That
again.
Yeah, well, still going through.
And
that.
Actually,
That's
we're
fun.
Yeah,
That's okay.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show.
If they take the Filippo last name, man, I'm just going to change my last name to Stark. F it.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, folks, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host, Tony. What would you say is the sexiest profession out there?
Oh, Costco, duh. Like, who doesn't want to date a Costco person? I would say, like, in all honesty, when being friends with a lot of girls, it's for them, they'll tell you a fireman or a police officer typically are like sexy. For a guy, I think of nurses, or flight attendants,
All right.
For some reasons, those kind of pop to my mind.
Well, this one definitely doesn't pop to people's minds, but a young female bus driver has to deal with comments daily from people who are shocked by her appearance. Jody Lee Fox, 24, from Brentwood, Essex, started her career as a bus driver when she was just 21, after always having an interest in the profession. Jody, who worked as a carer before becoming a driver, saw an advertisement on the back of a bus and decided to apply. Since then, she has gone on to drive buses, coaches, and even limousines, but hasn't been able to make friends with colleagues, as there is no one who is similar in age to her, which makes sense. Most bus drivers, you think, are a little bit on the upper end of the age.
Yeah.
It's not just other colleagues who leave Jody feeling alienated. Customers have also made comments that undermine her work. She regularly receives comments from men when she is working, as they are always shocked by her appearance and age. Jody has even been told she's too pretty to be a bus driver. But Jody is trying to fight... Right? Jody is trying to fight misconceptions around the job as she hopes to continue driving buses for the rest of her life. When I left my job as a carer, I realized that I had always been intrigued about driving buses, said Jody. I would always sit near the front, near the driver, and I loved driving, so I made the dream come to life. I've had so many comments from passengers, mainly men. When men get on the bus, I always get the same reaction, which tends to be, "You're so pretty," or I've never seen such a beautiful bus driver in my life. People have said that I'm too pretty to be a bus driver, but I get some nice comments from other females complimenting me and my nails or my hair and makeup. There's no females around a similar age of mine. I have made friends with a few people in the garage, but I normally just get my duty card and then leave for my shift. It's hard for the beautiful people out there, right?
The beautiful people, the beautiful people. We're all driving buses by the sides of our ski ball. Yeah, sure. I don't know, dude. I've never seen, no offense out there. This could sound really mean, but I personally have not seen a bus driver, and this is not a knock on any bus drivers out there at all, but I have not just seen one where I'm like, damn! You know, I usually am not looking at that. When I get on a bus, it's usually like where to sit and then sit down and...
Right.
That's it, you know? And as a kid, man, it was like Mrs. Crabtree from South Park. Like our bus driver in elementary. Sit down! Shut up!
Or Otto from The Simpsons.
Well, Otto would have been badass. Hey, it's Metallica! I think Otto smoked a lot of weed, too.
Oh, totally.
He was before his time on The Simpsons.
You don't get it too often. I am going to post this on our Facebook page so folks can check out. Let us know if you think that she's, a sexy bus driver. Personally, I think she's a little overdone, but you know what? That's just me. In any case, folks, it is Thursday. We have a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
The third day, all right? Monday, 1 day. Tuesday, 2 day. Wednesday, when? Huh? What day? Thursday. The third day, okay?
It is Thursday, the third day, and as we do on Thursdays, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. Yes, we're talking Florida, man. We have a segment called Oh Grandma. Our call-in topic today is the best non-MCU comic book movie. We have a segment called Scamtastic. We close out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
Was the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now we have a little thing called the Fenix Line. It is our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you're a sexy bus driver. We want to hear about it. Give us a call at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RADIO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, it is the second segment of this show. That means Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, March 4th, and here is your Filippo Fast 5. Dungeons & Dragons cast Hugh Grant as the lead villain for the movie. We mentioned that yesterday in that Hasbro news article. Joseph Gordon-Levitt to play Jiminy Cricket to be in Disney's live-action Pinocchio. Okay. Wolfgang Van Halen hits #1 on Billboard's mainstream rock chart on a debut single, Distance. Really awesome considering what he's gone through this last year. New Nintendo Switch with a 7-inch OLED screen and 4K output is coming this year, says report. Samsung is said to be providing the 720p panel. So if you haven't got your Nintendo Switch, maybe you might want to wait a little bit. Or if you want a second one, there you go. That's pretty good. I'm intrigued by that. Alec Baldwin is leaving Twitter again. The actor announced he deactivated his account Wednesday because of the assholes on the platform who criticized his tweet. That's what happens when you put your stuff out there, Mr. Baldwin.
It certainly is.
People have opinion. I'm quitting. I don't like my tweet. I'm done. He's got like anger issues, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Good old Alec Baldwin leaving Twitter. Anyways, that was your Filippo Fast 5. Kind of a nice array of randomness today.
Yeah.
Same with our articles and stories today. Little bit in every realm. And guess what? It doesn't start with a movie. It doesn't start with movie theaters today. No, it does not. No, you know what it starts with? And I don't have my soundboard because I can't get that weird echo thing out of it. So I have no soundboard for a little bit. But I would normally do the go, but The Simpsons, they're coming back. And they're coming back again. Just weeks ahead of The Simpsons' 700th episode, Fox has renewed the long-running animated comedy series for seasons 33 and seasons 34, ensuring its run through at least 2023. The announcement was made Wednesday during the Television Critics Association Winter Press Tour, where Homer Simpson himself remarked, "Woohoo! With any luck, the show will be soon older than I am." And I shouldn't have read it like Ron Burgundy, because the show, I feel like it's been on since I was like a tiny. I mean, it's literally been on since we were little kids. Like, it's nuts how long this thing is going. But Matt Groening said everyone at The Simpsons is thrilled to be renewed once more. They're planning a lot of big surprises. James L. Brooks said the biggest move was in the very beginning, and I decided to never uncross my fingers. So the good thing about this show is, even though that The Simpsons keeps going and going, this is great because the voice actors, Groening, James L. Brooks, man, they get nice paydays for this. So this is like the money train that doesn't stop. So kudos to everybody that's on the show. You and I talked off air about this yesterday. I can't remember the last season I ever watched of The Simpsons. I grew up a huge Simpsons fans. A lot of like you and people that know me would still associate me with The Simpsons, even though I couldn't tell you anything that's happened in years on the thing. So,
Well, that's the thing, it's been going for so long that, the few episodes that I have tuned into, they're not as funny as they used to be. I think they've sort of ran out of ideas. I still tune into the Treehouse of Horror episodes just because those are so much fun. I love the takes that they do on different, pop culture horror type scenarios. But other than that, I think it's time to hang it up or bring back Futurama. Futurama, I think, was a better crafted show than The Simpsons.
I even like, the one other show that Matt Groening does, Disenchantment. I couldn't get into that on Netflix. I wanted to. I just never gave it. I guess I never gave that a true chance, but I just.
That one's a little tough. I got to go back and rewatch that, but I think that one suffers from no time limit. Obviously with The Simpsons, it's got to fit into that 21, 22 minutes to allow for commercials. And so, they have to keep each break concise, and obviously it flows in a certain way. With Disenchantment, they can go as long or as short as they want. And I think that's maybe where it suffers a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let us know, Phoenix fans down below. Let us know if you're excited for The Simpsons. I have no knock on it. I absolutely love The Simpsons, but I'm with Kristian. I feel like it's time to wrap it up, but I also kind of feel like they're going to try to push this thing to at least 1,000 episodes before they call it quits. I mean, they already hold all kinds of records. I just don't know.
And they're up over 700 now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll cross after the season 34 passes. They'll be well over 750 episodes. So
okay,
yeah. So that good on them. But I'm like you. I feel like it's time to wrap it up. Changing into theme park news. So I had just gotten back from Florida. I went to Universal Studios Orlando. Got to see them take the walls down on the new Velociraptor coaster that's opening this summer. Wouldn't have known about it without my buddy Mike texting me, and he's like, "Hey, guess what came down today?" And I just happened to be there that day. So I was there. They took the walls down. I saw the coaster in person. I watched them run it. Obviously was not lucky enough to ride it. No one was riding it, but I got to see how it goes. It looks really awesome. But here nor there, this story is over the last year, the entertainment industry obviously was affected by the pandemic. Walt Disney and Universal both suffered huge losses. It stalled construction on different things. Well, Universal has they had another park opening called the Epic Universe. That's where the Super Nintendo World was going, and I was wondering where they were going to put that as I'm walking around the park. Like, if you've been to Universal Orlando, there's this weird comic book section with like old Betty Boop and all kinds of old Beetle Bailey cartoons and stuff. Like, I'm like, do kids even know what this is anymore? Like, I'm like, is this where Nintendo World's gonna go? Because this makes sense, I guess. But I didn't realize they had a whole other park that they were building. And well, construction is resuming on Epic Universe. So they have a projected window of a 2023 opening, and that's where Super Nintendo World is going to be huge. And it's going to be nuts to have a third park there. I'm very interested in how that goes. What we've seen for the Japan Super Nintendo World, this is going to be awesome. But it looks like if you want to go to Super Nintendo World in the States, I think the Hollywood one is going to have it before Orlando.
Yeah, Hollywood is well under construction right now, and I think they're planning on opening by next year, 2022.
Yeah, so that'll be good, man. But if you guys get a chance in Orlando, that's good news. Great park, highly recommend visiting. They definitely need more stuff because you can kind of knock everything out in a day or two. Like, it doesn't have like the Disney factor where you're like, oh, we got to go do this. It's once you've done it, you're like, okay, cool. Yeah. Not too shabby. So we had talked about this ad nauseum last year about how much we didn't like it, but it's coming back. Comic-Con is going virtual once more. It came as no surprise when Comic-Con... Come on, that enthusiasm, Kristian. Come on. It came as no surprise when Comic-Con International decided to move to the 2020 Comic-Con to a virtual setting, canceling all in-person events. Well, they're going to do it again. It was announced Monday that they will be held virtually, canceling the in-person convention for the second year in a row. The announcement was made, and it will be called Comic-Con at Home, and it'll be very similar to last year, but it will be shorter. It's only going to be 3 days, July 23rd through the 25th, And while this may be disappointing for some, it offers a chance for every day of the festival to be packed with exciting panels and presentations. It also is revealed in the statement that there are plans for an in-person Comic-Con at the end of the year, and that plan is for a 3-day event to take place in San Diego in November, with the entire convention returning to its normal capacity in 2022. So some good news at the back end of that, but I kind of just say just scrap the virtual part and just focus on your November if that's what you want to do. It's like double dipping in a way, right?
Exactly.
Although,
With any luck, hopefully they learned from their mistakes from last year. If they take a page out of what DC Fandom did, by all means, go with it. But the problem is, Comic-Con, the big draws are DC and Marvel. Everything else is sort of ancillary, for lack of a better term,
right?
Where DC and Marvel won't be part of the virtual event; they hold their own. It'll be interesting, but hopefully they learned.
Yeah, I hope so. I look forward to when it gets back to normal. I mean, isn't everybody ready for things to get back to normal?
Yes.
Speaking of normal, this last story before we roll into birthdays, it's a real short one. Texas, obviously, they're just going to lead the way, and they're throwing masks out the window. So while they don't abandon the safe practices, but since there's no longer state mandates, concerts are allowed to go back to full capacity in the state of Texas. So, Yep. Instead of it being a reminder, they just want everyone to just be respectful, personal safety of others. The executive order ensures that all businesses and all families in Texas they have the freedom to determine their own destiny. So full concerts will be back in Texas, and if other states don't allow, they maintain the mandate. I kind of feel like this might be the destination for festivals and stuff. So, I agree. We're all adults. You make the choice. If that's something you want to get into, great. If that's not something you're willing to go put yourself in, don't do that. So with that being said, that's your entertainment news kind of sprinkled all over the world and all over the place. And here's your birthdays for today.
It's my birthday!
Actress, writer, and comedian who became known for her roles in Beetlejuice and the Home Alone films, Catherine O'Hara is 66. She also just won an Emmy too, didn't she, or a Golden Globe?
Yep, for Schitt's Creek.
Good on her, man. Emmy award-winning actress who played Deborah Barone on the television series Everybody Loves Raymond. Patricia Heaton is 62. Director known for sci-fi films as well as video game adaptations such as Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil and Monster Hunter. Paul W.S. Anderson is 56. And our favorite former Metallica bassist next to Cliff Burton, Jason Newsted, is 57. Happy birthday! That's your celebrity birthdays for March 4th, 2021. Happy birthday, everybody.
Folks, that does it for the entertainment news. I do want to give one other special birthday. It is my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Renee!
Well, folks, when we come back, it is time for Florida Man. Yes, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. We will be back after these messages.
Yeah!
Messages!
We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. Now we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. And if you want to get a hold of us on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Phoenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now it is Thursday, and as we like to do on Thursdays, explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. Yes, it is time for Florida Man.
Oh, good for you. All right. Okay, let's try this again. It's Florida Man time. Everyone hear me okay? Is that good?
Loud
All
and
right.
clear.
All right, loud and clear. Good. Just testing some stuff there. And we are going to go down to... We're going to Miami, I believe, here. Nope, Clearwater, Florida. I was just in Clearwater, and I got a funny story. Yeah. Well, before I read the Clearwater story, I actually had a scary incident while I was in Clearwater. I stayed at... Folks, when you travel, don't go cheap on your hotel. Don't do what I do. Don't try to save a couple of bucks. Like, upgrade a little bit to a little bit nicer. Get a hotel, not a motel. While I was showering in Clearwater at this ghetto motel, dude, somebody tried to bust through my door while I was showering. I don't know if it was housekeeping. It was a little late in the evening, but I had to cuss. I had to cuss from the shower. Like they knocked, and then they must have been somebody that worked there because they got the door to open, but I had the latch behind it, and then I could see the person in the mirror, and I was like, "Get the F out of here! Get out of here!"
They were just trying to give you...
I'm sorry. I'm like, get the F out of here. Yeah.
They're trying to give you a little turn down service, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Ghetto. Don't go ghetto. But we're going to Clearwater, Florida, where a Florida man was stunned by his taser-wielding wife after he asked to separate, deputies said. Stage 10 clinger. Pamela Carr was arrested Sunday at her Clearwater mobile home and charged with aggravated domestic battery, a Pinellas County Sheriff's Office report said. Carr and her husband got into an argument Sunday morning after he told her he wanted to end their marriage of 9 years. At some point, Carr pulled out a taser and stunned her husband several times at close range. rather than shooting him with barbed darts. Deputies said Carr admitted to stunning her husband, but claimed she acted in self-defense. Carr was was released from jail Monday on a $1,000 bond in order to stay away from her husband. She'll be allowed one visit with a law enforcement escort to retrieve her belongings from the Serendipity mobile home community. Hey, that's where I stayed. Not really. It's just funny. Carr was being represented by the public defender. They don't they don't comment on these kinds of cases. But what a stunning turn of events there that didn't work out. You'll never leave me. I'll stun you. Don't try me. So, oh man. So then we're going to Orlando, where an airport passenger was busted trying to board a plane with 22 pounds of meth. Oh boy. So he attempted to board a plane with 22 pounds of crystal meth and $900 in cash, claimed the drugs weren't his. They're not mine. I don't know how they got there. Police said the TSA agent spotted passenger Eli Brown at gate 35 around 8 a.m. on January 22nd and stopped him for a random bag check before he could board his flight to Louisville, Kentucky. Inside the backpack, police said the agent found 22 vacuum-sealed bags wrapped in white clothing that each contained a pound of meth and $900 in cash. Brown, 46, claimed the bag wasn't his and he fell asleep at the gate after flying in from L.A. When he woke up, the bag was next to him, and he assumed it was his since he arrived with an identical bag. He was arrested on charge of trafficking methamphetamines over 200 grams.
Has the planet gone mad?
I think it has gone a little mad, and let's go. Looks like, where are we going on this one? I guess we'll read the article and find out. It doesn't really say. But Derek Beasley, 34, told the child, so this one has to have the headline, I guess, to be read. Florida man was arrested for beating and throwing a chair at a child in a donut dispute. Jeez. I think it was out of Orlando on this one. So the child's mother, Derek Beasley, told the child's mother the boy was throwing things around the house, so he spanked him for discipline. The child told another version of events, stating Beasley broke into the room and stole a woman's donuts. He also said Beasley beat him with a belt, threw a chair at him, pulled him out of the closet where he was hiding, and then kicked him in the stomach. And Eskim, wow, this one's not funny. This one's just rough. Oof. Anyways, he was arrested for child abuse. 1,000. That was not a good one.
Way to go, a-hole!
I just saw a guy goes crazy over donuts. That's why I clicked that one. We're going to North Palm Beach, where Michael Johnson envisioned Shane Anthony Melee sending those commemorative presidential dollars spiraling down a slot to be converted from $33,000 worth of collectibles to just enough store credit to buy a couple 12 packs of beer. He easily had $33,000 worth, and he dumped it into a Coinstar machine. Authorities said Melee 40 of Rivera Beach confessed he stole rare coins and other items valued at $350,000 from Johnson's North Palm Beach office in December. Melee reportedly said he sold some, then he ran many through change machines where he got just face value. Johnson, who said he's disabled and mostly not working, said Melee wiped them out of his life savings. I was using these coins to help stay alive. There's no insurance that covers this kind of thing, not at the losses we're talking about. It put me in a world of hurt. Melee was booked into the evening on February 1st at the Palm Beach County Jail. He was charged with grand theft of more than $100,000 along with an unrelated 10-count drug charge. He left February 4th after posting bond, jail and court records show. Melee could not be located for comment. A North Palm Beach police report shows no address, telephone number shown where Melee was disconnected. Johnson, whose finance industry said he inherited a large coin collection as well as a love of collecting from his father who died about 6 years ago. He said he started collecting coins at age 16 and estimated he had more than 100,000 coins in 80 boxes, some worth just a little and some extremely valuable. Now they're all gone. He said he met Melee a few years back through mutual friends and thought he was a friend helping him out, but he woke up one day and everything was ransacked. So just goes to show you can't really trust people you don't really know. Maybe you don't let them into your private stash there, huh?
You're so dumb. Yeah. You are really dumb, for real.
Yeah, you want to hear about speaking of dumb? This Florida woman robbed the postal worker and then took off on a tricycle. Yeah, we're going to Collier County, Florida, where a woman was arrested with armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon after police received a call reporting she was pointing a gun at people while riding a tricycle. Why am I picturing "Don't be a menace to society" in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood? Like, that's what I'm picturing right now. Totally. Oh, last week, 52-year-old Leda Cristotomo was riding a tricycle while holding a handgun that just turned out to be a toy. Police drove beside Cristotomo and told her to drop the gun. She complied, then put her hands behind her back while in the grass. I'm waiting for her to say, and then she dropped her juice box too.
Right.
Cristotomo told police she was God, then said voices in her head were telling her to do things. Cristotomo pointed the toy gun at a mail carrier and forced him to give her the package out of the truck. After receiving the package, she rode away on her tricycle. It's not even a big wheel. It's a frickin' tricycle. No one was hurt in the incident. Police arrested Cristotomo at the scene. She is currently held in jail with a $25,000 bond. No report of that ecto slime or juice box on the floor.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Oh, we got time for more stupid. Let's go down to Martin County, Florida, where the sight of a man wearing a thong was all a Florida homeowner needed to call the Martin County Sheriff's Department last month. Deputies arrested 31-year-old George Blanken on February 12th, an arrest report reviewed by the TCP Palm. The trespasser was wearing a swimsuit, then a thong. Responding deputies said they found the man on the property who was not wearing a shirt or shorts, and he was covered with sand as if he just went to the beach. The man was arrested but refused to identify himself. The fingerprints confirmed Blanken was the suspect. He stated he was an artist and he likes to make things from garbage. Blanken faces charges giving a false name and obstruction without violence. I don't know how that's a crime rolling around, but I guess maybe it was the property thing. I don't know. Just kind of random. And lastly, a random thing here.
Real quick,
I'm sorry.
Is he Mugatu? Is he releasing his derelict line?
Yeah, that was right. It's so hot right now. This one's a really short story. So it looks like in this Florida man story, it's brief and fitting because it's the last one. It looks like officers on Monday found disassembled parts of a military rocket launcher in a registered bag of a Florida man. After assembling the parts, officials determined that the launcher was a realistic replica. Officials also found an insert copy of a grenade. TSA spokeswoman Lisa Fabston said on Tuesday, "Thank God neither the grenade nor the grenade launcher worked." A man from St. Augustine, Florida was traveling from Orlando, was stopped, believed he didn't say anything about it being a replica. But we remind that persons who bring weapons on the plane to please know that you can have a fine up to $13,000. There's some really stupid people out of Florida, man.
There really are.
Like, why would you travel with that, even if it is a replica? Like, why would you think that's something you should bring to the airport with you?
I mean, I'm concerned that they're going to take my nail clippers.
Yeah. Well, dude, they'll take you like your sanitizer bottle away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Stupid is as stupid does, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, that's your Florida man this week.
Well, folks, that does do it for Florida Man. God, those stories never disappoint. When we come back, we've got a segment called Oh, Grandma. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
You know me.
Being bullied online.
How I like to ask questions and
by
talk and
letting
get
the
to
world
know
know
you,
it isn't
especially
cool.
if I don't get
By
to
letting
see
your
you
friend
that
know
much.
you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.com.
So I would ask her
By the Ad
questions,
Council.
and I would get like
How can you
one-word
enjoy Jimmy?
answers and nothing
And I
back.
just want to say, he's
And then
lucky
after
to
my
have a
Florida trip, I kind of felt like she was
Caring
disconnecting
for
from
my
me a
brother
bit
is far from easy.
because I snapped
He's a
her
part of
some
me,
beach
like my
pictures,
arms and legs, so I'll be
and her
his.
reply was,
No
"I'm
time for
not trying to
tired.
be on my phone right
Nothing
now.
can
I'm with
disable this
friends."
love. He needs me, but
Period.
I'm the lucky one.
Versus
Even though I need
just
help now and then.
not
If you're caring
replying
for a loved
or
one, visit aarp.org/caregiving
something. I don't know.
for care
I'm
guides and
weird. I
community
think at my age,
support
I
for
like
your strength. Brought to
the
you by
conversation
AARP and
back.
the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble
But
and
then
perfect.
yesterday
She likes
she
everyone. She even likes her untidy
wasn't
roommate's weird guinea
really
pig.
responding much, and I
Allison,
said,
wait, are you
"So
texting
now
and
that I'm back,
driving? Allison,
do you want
no.
to try to get
That's the
together
exact
Sunday or
opposite of what I
Monday?"
was just saying about you.
And she said,
Why,
"I
Allison?
closed."
Why? Texting and
And I said,
driving
"Oh,
makes good
okay.
people look bad. Visit
Let me know when you want to get
stoptextstopwrex.org.
together when it
Brought to you by
works."
the
And she
National
said, "I'm
Highway
not looking
Traffic
for
Safety
anything
Administration and
serious
the
right
Ad
now."
Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
Which
When I was
means
6,
to
my
me,
days were spent playing basketball.
like,
When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA.
this is my nice
When I
way
was
of trying to
6,
get out
my
of
mom
this
had a stroke.
without
So I
hurting
want you
her
to learn to
feelings.
spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A,
I mean,
arm
I've
weakness.
been turned down
S,
enough in my life
speech
to know
difficulty.
what that is. I'm
P,
not
time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a
The thing
stroke
is,
fast.
that's fine.
Visit
She doesn't wanna
strokeassociation.org.
know me.
Brought to you
That's
by
her
the
problem.
American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola
At least I like
Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Phoenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Welcome back, folks, to the final segment, at least of the first hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. But don't fret, there is still plenty ahead with our second hour, including our call-in topic of the best non-MCU comic book movie. Can't wait to cover that one. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends, because sharing is caring. Now in this segment, which we've titled, Oh, Grandma, we're talking about grandmas who basically have no filter. Tony, you've met my Oma. You know, she's straight from Germany. She certainly has no filter. She has no problem telling you, you look fat today, you look good today. You know, are you eating okay? You don't look healthy. It's just something that's ingrained in her. And then you often forget that, you know, grandmas used to be young people too. And so they can have a dark and twisted sense of humor as well.
Absolutely.
Tony, any fun memories of any of your grandmothers as far as, you know, no filter or some of the things that they've said to you?
Yeah. One of them was my grandma Adela, when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do after high school. I was telling her I was going to go to college to be a journalist, but I was also going to take a guitar class. And she goes, guitar? She goes, I don't think you'll be very good at that. I just don't think that's not going to pay the bill. Nice Filipino lady. She goes, I just don't think they're very good for you. So, and she was right. I mean, I have guitars and I did take the class and it was all right. I mean, it's kind of weird taking a guitar class, you know, for a college. It was just like an extra credit kind of thing. But that one was fun. And then what I was always worried that my grandma George said almost before she passed away was when I told her I was going through divorce. She loved my ex-wife, and I told her I wanted the memories of my ex-wife to be good for my grandma, not, what really happened. So I just sugarcoated it and said, it just didn't work out, like we just decided to move on, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, "You effed up." And I'm like, "Oh God, please don't let that be the last word you ever say to me." She's like, "You effed up." And I'm like, okay. But I'm sure she knows from heaven now, like knows what really happened. Well, at least I'm sure she does. But I was worried that was going to be my last words from grandma, and it wasn't, thank God. But it was definitely, it was straight up, man. She's always very sweet to me, never said anything. But when she was just in bed, she looked at me and just said, "You really effed up." I'm like,
well, at least now, hopefully she knows that you didn't actually F up. But
no.
We've got a number of examples here of some savage grandmothers, because they certainly can be. For instance, this one from Margaret B. 4923 said, "One day when I was about 14, I was wearing a purple shirt. My grandma turned to me and said, 'The color of that shirt really brings out the pimples on your face.'"
That's savage, man. Savage.
And you're 14 years old. There's nothing you can do about those pimples. It's
they're everywhere. They're all over, man. You have those breakouts. Yeah, you freak out. You're like, ah! Now as an adult, you get them and you're like, what am I, a teenager again? What the hell is this?
Moving on with, oh, grandma. This from Christy Sanders says, "I was working in a nursing home and there were two old ladies, both residents, who had beef with each other. One lady said to the other, 'I'd kick you where the sun doesn't shine, but I'm afraid I'd lose my shoe.' It took me a second to figure out how dirty she was being." And it goes back to what I was saying, grandmothers used to be young and, they still have the same sense of humor. It could be dark twisted, it could be mild, but everybody is unique and different.
Grandmas are great, man.
Speaking of grandmas, moving on with Oh Grandma. This from user M485495. Okay. Says, "I was painting my nails and my grandma leaned over and said, 'That's a nice shade of horror red.' Then she walked away."
Damn!
Savage.
Dang, that is big time savage.
It is, and we just lost Tony's video. Tony, where'd you go?
Right there.
There you are. That was
it's funny. No, well, using two keyboards, I typed savage because I was trying to find a savage soundbite.
You used the wrong keyboard.
Yeah, I used the wrong keyboard. So at least they didn't get rid of me completely. I just happened to see I went blank. So there you go. Damn!
Let's move on with Oh Grandma. User Julie G44 says, "My great-grandmother was arguing with my step-grandpa. He was standing at the top of the stairs, so she looked over at me and said, 'No one will blame the old lady in a wheelchair if I pushed him, right?'"
Damn!
And she would have served that many years in prison anyway, right?
Yeah, no, she definitely would. Not much. I was just trying to find savage sound.
Let's keep moving on. We're talking, oh, grandma, some savage grandma comments. Twitter user Eleanor H430 says, "My grandma told me while lying in her actual deathbed, 'You need to stop wearing your hair like that.'" Could you imagine that being your grandmother's last words? She hates your hairstyle so much that that's her final breath to you.
Yes, that's bad. That's almost as bad as you effed up. You don't want grandma to be disappointed, or because they do. Grandparents just say they don't care. They tell you what it is.
Exactly. Speaking of grandmas who tell you how it is on Oh Grandma, user Charlie GR says, "I had dinner with my family for my 29th birthday. As my grandma was heading out the door, she hugged me and said, 'In my day, a single 30-year-old woman was an old maid. You have a year.'" Yeah, of course, life expectancy back then was a lot shorter. So,
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, speaking of savage grandmas, an Oh Grandma from Carrie Gamo says, "I once got a Christmas card from my grandma that said, 'Maybe next year you'll make us proud.'"
Damn!
Ouch! Talk about backhanded.
Right? Yikes!
Let's keep going. Marilyn Folino. Oh, that's almost Filippo. Folino. One day after school, a friend and I were looking at our school photos that we had just gotten back. My great-grandma walked in the room, took a look at my friend's photo and said, well, at least you know you never do your hair like that again.
Damn!
Savage.
Garbage.
What if she thought that looked good?
Yeah. That could have been her thing.
Exactly. Grandmothers used to, smoke and drink wine. Well, in this case from Geraldine Bostock says, my grandma was a big smoker. And one night when we were at her house, I was about 6, I started coughing. I said the smoke really stunk. It was so gross. She said, smoke only goes to the ugliest person in the room.
Bazinga.
Yikes.
I remember walking into my grandparents' house and it always smelled like stale cigarettes. Not my German grandparents, my parents, grandparents on my mother's side. And I
Isn't
think
that funny? My dad's side, she smoked, and then my mom's mom didn't smoke.
Yeah. But for the most part, people smoked back then, and most people couldn't kick the habit. In fact, there's a number of people who lived to be 100 that said they attribute their longevity to smoking and drinking. Okay.
Yeah. If you can get away with it, then why not?
Exactly. Let's keep moving on with, Grandma. From Morgan C24 says, I once casually remarked to my grandma, it's hot in here. She immediately responded, well, you better start going to church because it's a lot hotter in hell.
Whoa! Damn! That's probably the most savage one.
I don't know. I think
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
That was legendary. That was a good burn right there.
I think I may have saved the best one for last. User Torched Halo says, one of my cousins was planning her wedding, and she told my grandmother that she wanted a strapless dress. My lovely great-grandmother simply said, you better get some tits first.
Oh! Damn! Whoo! That's a soundbite today.
Yeah. Folks, that does it for this hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, but stay tuned. We still have the second hour ahead with our call-in topic of best non-MCU comic book movie. Enjoy the news, take a potty break, get yourself some tea, and we'll see you guys back here in about 7 minutes. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Simon Marks. Capitol Hill is under armed guard after U.S. intelligence agencies warned of another possible assault against the congressional building. Conspiracy theorist supporters of former President Donald Trump believe that later today he will be restored to the presidency, even though that is clearly not going to happen. From FSN's Washington Bureau, Kate Fisher reports.
The potential threat comes 2 months after the deadly riot by supporters of President Trump, who tried to disrupt the congressional certification of Joe Biden's presidential victory. Mr. Trump still refuses to admit losing the election. March the 4th is the original inauguration day set in the Constitution. And intelligence suggests that a militia group has discussed plans to take control of the U.S. Capitol and remove Democratic lawmakers. The House of Representatives has cancelled Thursday's session, but the Senate will continue with its agenda. Kate Fisher, Washington.
The European Parliament has postponed setting a date for ratifying the Brexit trade deal with the UK. It comes as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is being accused of breaking international law for a second time over Northern Ireland. From FSN's Brussels Bureau, Lucy Hoff reports.
Not only have political groups in the European Parliament agreed to postpone ratification of the post-Brexit trade deal beyond the 25th of March, there has also been a warning from several leading MEPs that the deal may be blocked by lawmakers in Brussels if the UK does not back down in this latest crisis over the terms of the Brexit divorce deal. Britain has drawn criticism from Brussels over its decision to unilaterally extend a grace period on checks at the border between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The vote could now be delayed until April to allow the row to be resolved. Lucy Hoff, Brussels.
Police in Myanmar broke up more demonstrations across the country on Thursday. Thousands of people lined the streets in Mandalay for the funeral of a 19-year-old woman who was shot to death at a demonstration earlier this week. Prince Philip, husband of the Queen, has undergone a successful procedure in a London hospital for a pre-existing heart condition. The 99-year-old is expected to remain hospitalized for several days to come while he recovers. Meanwhile, there's fresh evidence of the rift between the royal family and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Meghan Markle again accusing Buckingham Palace of lying about her behavior. CBS releasing this clip of the interview she's given to Oprah Winfrey.
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, March 4th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, are you ready for the fastest hour of the day?
Yeah, damn right I am, buddy. I got my zip, my smooth, and my tea all ready to go for hour number 2. Would have been better if I said hour number 3, but I just don't have enough time for 3 hours.
3 hours would be a lot of show to put together, but
now, if I didn't have a lot of stuff to put together, I didn't have another job to go to, then absolutely.
Exactly. Maybe in the future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
In the future.
Regardless, this is the interactive portion of the show. This is where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, about our topic of the day, which is why we give it 24 hours in advance, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on the Fenix Line, which is our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voice line over at 855 Fenix Radio, or you can chime in live on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Just click into the live video there and comment with your answer. And over the last couple days, we've started integrating the Stereo app. So if you go to stereo.com/Fenix Media, Fenix Media, just download the app there and you can talk with us live about the topic of the day.
Today's if you watched yesterday, that was pretty impressive, entertaining. I might.
Yeah, we got people from all over the world. Some people connected and then disconnected just as quickly. But
I like to collect, right now, collect boogers. And I have this one booger collection I have is green moco. Okay, that never happened, but still.
That'd be great.
I'm waiting for that kind of weirdness.
Yeah.
Embrace the weirdness.
But we're still playing around with the app a little bit, trying to get things dialed in so that way we can make it as smooth and as seamless for you guys as possible. But in the meantime, today's topic is the best non-MCU comic book movie. There's a bunch out there. Obviously, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the pinnacle of comic book movies now. They stay as true to the comic source as possible, and it's really something that the fans have embraced. But before the MCU existed, and of course, there are other comic book properties that are out there that, they do a good job of telling the story or staying true to the comics. And that's what we want to hear about you from. Now, Tony, do you have a favorite non-MCU movie?
I sure do. And it's going to be pretty simple. I'm Batman. Yeah, damn right I'm Batman. I'm not talking Lego Batman. I would say for me, it's definitely The Dark Knight, the second of the Dark Knight trilogy. Absolutely epic movie. Love it. Love the darkness. I love how gritty it is. And right up there before that one, it was Batman 89. Loved the original Batman with Michael Keaton. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. Still holds up pretty well today. Not everything about it, but for the most part, I've always loved the Batman Joker dynamic. Always love when you can get those two characters on the screen and it's done well. And it was done well in 89, and it was done even better in The Dark Knight. Like Heath Ledger's Joker, over the top, great. I don't get sick of watching that movie. So for me, those would be my two. Even though it's all in the same realm because it's Batman, but it's those two.
Those are great picks, and we may even see, we know we're going to see Michael Keaton back on the big screen as Bruce Wayne, maybe Batman in the Flashpoint movie that's coming out. I wonder if we're going to see a Christian Bale version as well through the multiverse.
Yes, I'm hoping so. And it goes with one of those things, too. I don't like DC movies typically. I love the DC characters. They have fantastic characters, but their movies are just done piss poor, in my opinion. They're not really done that well.
Exactly. Now, we are going to see Zack Snyder's Justice League here relatively soon. I think it comes out this month.
Yeah. And I was going to cover a story about it. So are they releasing it as one big 4-hour movie, or are they doing it in chapters? Because I know they have chapter titles for each one.
I think they're doing it in chapters. So I think it's 4 individual chapters, each one about an hour long. It's going to be a long movie regardless.
Yeah, I'll watch them in chapters. I'm good with that. I don't want to sit for 4 hours. I don't got enough time for that.
Right. Now, for me, the best non-MCU movie, at least my favorite, was X-Men Days of Future Past. Obviously, Fox used to own the X-Men franchise. You know, you started out with the original X-Men movie back in 2000 with Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman. And then they moved over to the First Class era, which obviously went back to the 60s, where you got James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender. And then they merged those two together brilliantly through Days of Future Past, which, they righted the wrongs of the Brett Ratner X-Men The Last Stand. Yeah. They did a lot of things really well, told a great story, introduced the Sentinels, and just had a lot of fun with that movie.
Yeah, my one quip with that is I wish that was the movie that ended the Fox franchise. I wish that was the last one. And I wish it all tied it up and that's how it ended. That would have been better. Because then you went on, you had Apocalypse, which I liked it. It wasn't the best, but it was good. It wasn't as good as Days of Future Past. And then Dark Phoenix sucked. It just sucked.
It was
and I wish they would have just not done that. Wish they would have finished with Days of Future, because I loved how they tied the Brett Ratner crap up. But I agree with you. That was a fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it too. Great movie.
And it'll be interesting to see how the MCU integrates the mutants, the X-Men characters.
Yeah. I thought we were getting that with WandaVision when Quicksilver showed up, man. Oh, spoiler if you haven't watched the show. I guess too late. But when he showed up, I was like, man, this is how we finally have X-Men. We have X-Men in the MCU, and it's not quite that.
Maybe not. So, but we'll find.
Maybe not. Yeah.
So, in any case, folks, that's what we're looking for: is the best non-MCU comic book movie. Go ahead and chime in now. Let us know what you think, and when we come back, it is all about you guys. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no
idea
time.
how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm
don't
and
ignore
keep to the
this
plan.
message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show, and we are smack dab in the middle of the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day. Today we are talking the best non-Marvel Cinematic Universe comic book movie. And that is a wide array of movies, not just from Marvel and DC properties, but on the fringes as well. And we want to hear from you. So head over to phoenixmedia.us or actually head over to Facebook at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment there with your pick. Or you can visit us on the Stereo app at stereo.com/Fenix Media. And we'll be talking with you live here in just a couple minutes. But Tony, I assume that you had a couple folks chime in on what their picks were for the best non-MCU comic book movies.
Yes, I have, of course, our Fenix fanatics. That's what I'm going to call all my friends, our friends that chime in daily and support us. So thank you very much. We'll start with Jamie Anna. Her favorite of the non-MCU, which he will be in the MCU, but that is Mr. Poole, Mr. Deadpool.
Oh, I'm touching myself tonight.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool? I mean, just both the first and second movie, fantastic. Loved both. I mean, what do you say? They're I'm just glad she didn't say Wolverine Origins, because
right.
That one was not so good. That version of Deadpool sucked.
And we know Deadpool 3 is going to be the only MCU R-rated movie ever.
Yeah.
At least for now.
It's funny. My friend Stacy sent me this meme earlier, and it had Batman and Robin. It was a little comic strip, and they're like, who are you guys supposed to be? And it's Iron Man and Spider-Man. And they're like, well, we're just the MCU version. And they're like, oh, well, who's that? And then Deadpool's over there like, oh, he says F. Or something like that. It was a fun little comic strip. But Deadpool movies, great choice. Love them. of course, Stacy chimed in as well. And hers was like, I know Star Wars started out as a movie franchise, but it did spin off into comic books and stuff. But she said one of her favorites, because she loves everything. Like, she's like, non-MCU is tough because she just went on a streak with all this. But she said Empire Strikes Back. I don't know if that was quite a comic book, but, non-MCU. But they did do comic movies, or I mean, Star Wars comic books, but it was based off the movie.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm not sure if that's 100%, but I like it. It's geeky, nerdy. Love it. Got to take it. And then, of course, super fans, the Yendras from Nebraska. Lacey said, damn it, I forgot about him. Definitely Deadpool. They like the same ones we did, Days of Future Past, Dark Knight, but Mike liked Logan. Logan was fantastic. It was a great, great movie. Lacey, of course, Suicide Squad. Jared Leto can redeem himself. He looks like a creepy ass Joker in the Justice League. So
he definitely has that chance. Suicide Squad. Obviously, we know why Lacey loves it, but there's a lot of reasons for people that don't love it. I know you and I, Tony, are in that camp as it was. Felt rushed.
Yeah.
Too many characters.
Once she heard Deadpool, though, Lacey's like, never mind, scratch that. Deadpool. Who doesn't love? These are all good, and go figure. Marvel does movies good, even when it's controlled by Fox. I even thought I liked the Spider-Man movies before he went over to MCU. I enjoyed the Tobey Maguire flicks, except the third one. Hated Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 1 and 2 were good.
You didn't like Emo Peter?
No, I didn't like Emo Peter, and I liked the Amazing Spider-Man. I thought that was good. Even the second one, I didn't mind it. I just didn't like Electro. I thought Electro sucked.
Yeah. They could have done that a little bit differently. But again, he's coming back for the next Spider-Man movie. And another
Which I love how Tom Holland's like, the other two they're not in it. So either they're really not telling him, but it's like they're going to be. If they're going to bring back Alfred Molina's Doc Ock and they're going to bring back Jamie Foxx's Electro, you're going to see at some point Andrew Garfield or, Tobey Maguire. I hope you see Kristen Dunst and Emma Stone. I don't think you'll see those two, but I think you'll get the Spider-Mans at least.
Exactly. Well, folks, there is still time for you to chime in. Head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get to some of these stereo calls. And it's finding a chat partner. Looks like Legumancer.
That's me.
Hey, awesome. Man. What's up?
How you doing today?
How's it going?
So
I am drilling holes.
Perfect. So got to ask, are you a fan of comic book movies?
Not really.
Drilling.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Hey, not a problem. Well,
especially the Marvel movies.
Oh no,
they're really bad, actually.
What's your favorite? Like, if you had a favorite comic book movie, which one's your fave?
I do like the Deadpool movies. Those are
hell
good.
Yeah.
The two Deadpool movies are good. I liked the Kick-Ass comic, and I hated the movie. And that's kind of how I feel about all the Marvel movies as well.
Interesting. Yeah, they don't always translate well, but Legomancer, we appreciate you chiming in. That is our topic of the day. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one.
That drilling, man.
All right. It looks like we've got T. Dayton. Is that correct?
T. Dayton was not in the house.
We're going to move on.
Bye, T. Dayton.
Rocket, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Rocket Raccoon, you're up.
All right. Looks like we are connecting, or at least reconnecting, with J2028. Let's see if that kicks in here soon. Yeah, we're having fun with the stereo app.
I think it's funny, man. Although my little avatar guy's weird. He's like that bald dude. No facial hair, no nothing.
You can change that.
Yeah, I just don't have time.
All right. Looks like we're talking with DJ Playback. Are you there?
DJ Playback in the house.
So
Is that
DJ,
him?
it is DJ Playback. Now, are you a fan of comic book movies?
He sounds like that old man from Family Guy. Just wonder where the paper boy is. This is DJ Playback. My favorite comic book movie is The Mask with Jim Carrey. Woohoo! Thanks, DJ Playback. So enlightening. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're not going to talk, I'm going to rip on you.
Exactly.
Shock jock, baby.
Looks like we've got Dylan174. How you doing, Dylan?
Looks like we got a Fix Felix on the radio show.
Oh, love it, mate. Cheers. Welcome.
What are you streaming on, mate?
Welcome.
We're just excited. Now, we are talking comic book movies. Are you a fan of comic book movies?
Yes, I am, dude. Your voice is very generic. Like, you should do like some sort of advertisement for like,
It's the golden voice, man.
Yeah,
the voice that's golden. I got the generic voice.
Yeah, and I do voiceover work, so you definitely hit the nail on the head.
It's the reason
I appreciate that.
That voice. Yeah.
So we are talking comic book movies, but curious.
I do read comic books. I read all sorts of comic books. I read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books. I read Marvel comic books. I read Power Ranger comic books. Like, I'm really a comic book shut it.
A fan, yeah. But I guess he decided to move on. But
I've got to say that my favorite comic book movie is the generic radio host and his geeky sidekick with the bad facial hair.
So looks like we're talking with Aria322.
Aria.
No. Tony's cracking you up a little bit, but we're talking comic book movies. Are you a fan of comic book movies, Aria?
Ew, no.
No, not at all.
Ow, why you call that? Ow, so disgusting. What movie you like?
What kind of movie?
What are you doing? Are you guys high?
No.
We're high on life and puppies and stuff. Ow.
No, we're doing a radio show and we're talking.
You guys,
on a radio show right now?
You certainly are.
You're on a national radio show, young lady.
Gross! I hate that. Ew.
Ew! You're on radio though, are you?
This is pretty funny. Comic books, mate. Are you like 8 years old? What are you fucking playing at?
Mate, you got a first F-bomb on the show.
Sorry, Aria. What was that?
You know what I do? You know what I do enjoy?
What is that?
I like mangas.
Manga?
Like anime.
That certainly counts. Now, is there a movie based on manga that you enjoy?
No. I've just read a couple mangas and they were good.
Let me ask you this. Have you seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
No.
That is one well worth checking out. It's based on a manga. I think you'd have a lot of fun with it. But we appreciate you chiming in, Aria. we got our first F-bomb. It's a good thing this thing's not FCC related. Exactly. In any case, folks, boy, we're having a little fun with that stereo. Get random people out of the world, but
what are you effing this, you little comic book man? Who are you?
Folks, that does it for the interactive portion of the show. When we come back, we've got a segment called Scamtastic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes.
2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now we talk about it a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including the interactive portion of the show. Boy, we've been having fun with that the last couple of days.
I love that new feature. I didn't know what to think about it, Mike. I kind of was thinking this was going to be a way for people to call in, and that people are afraid to call in. But the fact that this randomly just puts random people, it's great.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get. Obviously, we got a little F-bomb drop, but we're not going to.
Yeah, well.
We don't have to worry about it.
Whoa, you effing 7 years old, mate. You're watching comic book movies. Well, you're on a pop culture show, mother effer. That's what's up.
And at least we're not drilling in the middle of it. So.
Oh, I couldn't believe the drill, man. I hate Marvel movies. I hate them.
But folks, we do like to give you the topic 24 hours in advance. And obviously this week we have been talking pop culture because Fenix Media, our broadcast parent, is moving over to the multiverse of pop culture entertainment. So all of the content, at least most of the content on the network, will be pop culture related. So video games, comic books, film and TV, horror, anime, cosplay, tabletop games, you name it. If it's pop culture, if it's geeky, if it's nerdy, starting next Monday, that's what it is going to be.
I hate it, man. I hate geeky, nerdy stuff.
I know.
Nerds! I mean, I hate nerdy stuff.
Now, speaking of tomorrow's topic, and you can call in on the Fenix Line, Tomorrow's topic is the hardest video game ever. There's games that we grew up with that were just nearly impossible to, let alone beat, sometimes even pass the first level.
You need Game Genie, baby.
Oh, I remember the good old Game Genie days. Now, if you do want to chime in on that in advance, go ahead and give us a call on the Fenix line at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDIO or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, in this segment that I have titled Scamtastic, this spawned from a conversation I had with Tony yesterday where it appears his identity's been stolen. And, scammers are out there always trying to work their way into your information to get things out of you, to either take money from your bank account or basically buy things in your name. And Tony had just one of those situations. If you want to enlighten everybody, just with a quick little story.
Quick story, making a long story short. Got talked to by my GM. Apparently somebody tried to verify that I was unemployed and they're trying to collect unemployment. So I then got our Costco identity protection, got everything monitored, all that stuff. They haven't hit my credit, nothing like that. Well, then I check my mail, and of course the Colorado state government sends me a form, says someone tried to file. This is what you got to do. And then I got this U.S. Bank credit card. I don't bank with U.S. Bank. It's a real credit card. It's in the whole nine. So I go to the Colorado government site, which then Kristian's got me paranoid. He goes, make sure it's the right site. And I'm like, oh, crap. Did I go to a fake site? I think it's legit. It gave me the phone number to call. Then I called this thing, and I deal with this guy who's a complete asshole to cancel this card. He goes, please tell me what is your birth date? And I'm trying to be smart in case it is a scammer. I go, my birthday is March 4th, 1972. I'm sorry, sir, that is not correct. I go, okay, good. I was hoping you would say that. I go, okay, so the last social security numbers is 1981, which it's not. I'm not going to really say it on the internet.
Why not?
And he goes, no, sir, that's not correct. They said, of course, I didn't think so. I go, so I'm calling because somebody got this credit card, and turns out it's an unemployment card. And I'm like, I want it to be deactivated. I don't want it to ever be opened. It's not me. I didn't sign up for it. He goes, well, I can't do it if you don't answer questions. He said, okay, well, the birthday you should have is this. And he goes, that's not correct. And, my birthday is May 3rd, 1981. I don't think that scares anybody. Who cares? No. But with that being said, because that's not what we have. And I said, of course not, because I didn't sign up for it. So you have this person pretending to be me, and they don't have the right info. He goes, well, if you can't give me the info, I can't cancel the membership or the card. And I said, it's a scam. You have a card that's not activated, and I don't want it activated. Oh, it was like this 30-minute back and forth where I finally I'm like, put your effing manager on here. And then I got mean. Then I was like, put your effing manager on the phone. And then they finally, after reluctance, they're like, fine, we'll just cancel it. And I'm like, thank you. Why should it be so hard to cancel a card? Like, I didn't sign up for it. You're going to get scammed, and apparently this scam that's going on right now doesn't go against your credit. It's just this whole unemployment scam thing. It's the first time in my life I've ever dealt with it. So it's a little scary. It's a little frustrating. I have to contact the credit bureaus. I have to let them know I had to file a stupid fraud report with the state of Colorado. And it's a headache because now it's for a guy that already doesn't have time to do a lot of things aside from travel. Now I have to take that extra time and try to prevent some idiot from trying to be me,
Yeah, no, and it's never worth it. And, it's sad when it's easier to open a fake credit card than it is to close one. So with that being said, we're going to,
by the way, you had me paranoid because then I'm like, oh no, did I just call the wrong place? Like, oh, we're going to put you on a brief hold. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? Why are they putting me on brief hold?
At least you verify that it is the actual one that you were supposed to. But we're going to run down some people who received some scam messages and how they responded. Starting off with this one from, doesn't say the user's name. So Got a text message says, your phone is now hacked. Do exactly as I say and I'll remove the hack. If you don't, then I'll destroy your phone. If you try to block or report me, I'll still destroy it. Now send your age and a live face pic to prove you're real. To which the person responds, what kind of phone am I on? What OS? Person responds back, you have 30 seconds to send them before I destroy it. The recipient, you didn't answer my question. I don't need to. It's been more than 30 seconds. Yep, it's getting destroyed. You didn't really plan ahead before people taking you up on your bullshit, did you? Yes, I just destroy it. You think I can't? Well, I'm still waiting. Look, I'm going to go get some lunch and have fun with hacking my phone. Just copying all your content from it first. Okay, sure. But the
scary.
The sad part is people fall for it every day. You know, it's you're better off challenging them on it, finding out that it's fake, than going ahead and just giving them the information. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I like to mess with people like that. I'm like, oh, really? You know, and you got to be smarter. Like, especially, you got to come up with some things, give them wrong information. Because when they say, yep, that's it. Oh, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Exactly. Let's move on with Scamtastic. Scammer reaches out, says, your son has been hit by a car and is in the hospital. 12-year-old me finding out I have a son. And it's just a meme picture of Michael Scott from The Office, just a surprise face. Yeah, pretty sure 12-year-old doesn't have a son.
Yeah.
So trying to scam.
Pretty sure. Like, that's not a thing.
Oh, Tony, do you ever get the robots when you were on Tinder or any of the dating sites?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Like, hey, send me a cute pic. Hey, you know, always something dumb. Yeah, it's like, I ain't sending you shit. I ain't sending you shit. I say I'm good. I always watch my mouth, but I'm like, I can say that. I ain't sending you shit.
Yeah.
We're good.
Well, this exchange, you know, the robot apparently reaches out, finally someone to chat with, to which they respond, oh, no, you are fake. The robot, why do you think I'm fake? Is there a lot of fake girls on Tinder or something?
No.
Are you programmed to say that when I say the word fake? Say meatball so I know you're real. To which the robot responds back, why do you think I'm fake? Is there a lot of fake girls on Tinder or something? Yeah. Robot, pre-planned responses, obviously. Anything that they type in. The AI is intelligent, but not that intelligent.
Yeah, no. It tries.
Moving on with Scamtastic. Here is one that looks like
Scamtastic. Man, they are. I apologize. They're like chainsawing or blowing leaves or something out there. It's loud.
It wouldn't be a Thursday without it.
Yeah.
Here's an exchange that says, hello, how are you doing? I'm your diplomatic agent, Mr. Dave Dawes from the UK. I'm here in America to deliver your cash consignment box to you. Get back to me as soon as possible, okay? Person responds, sounds great. Where can we meet? The original poster says, what's your name? The reply, if you're my agent, how do you not know my name? I locked it on my way coming. That doesn't sound professional. I will not be working with you. If you get a chance to mess with the scammers, just because it's a fun thing to do, and two,
it's extremely fun.
Already having your information is very slim. So have fun with it, and let us know if you've ever had any of those scam exchanges as well. I was going to do one more, but we're running out of time. So let's do this. We're going to head into our break. When we come back, we're heading into the final segment of the show. It is This Day in History. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do America,
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, folks, we've made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. But if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes.
Lots of yes, we are gods here.
All right. Well, you know, that saved us from the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But in the meantime, while you are there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends. Because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And as such, we like to do this segment each and every day. Drop a little knowledge on you. Hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Crossing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. All right, kicking off This Day in History. In the year 51, Nero, later to become Roman emperor, is given the title Principes Invictus, which is head of the youth.
Oh, I am Nero.
Head of the youth sounds like a Boy Scout problem.
Yeah, it does. Head of the youth, I am Brother Nero.
Moving on, this day in 1522, Anne Boleyn makes her debut at the English court at the Green Castle pageant. That's one of those names you always hear in history, but don't know much about her beyond she was queen. I believe she lost her head just like most everybody else in the time as well.
Oh, Anne Boleyn, you might have won at the Green Castle pageant, but the end is coming.
The end is nigh. Moving on, this day in 1675, I'm only saying this because it's a fun name to say, John Flamsteed, appointed first Astronomer Royal of England.
I am John Flamsteed, and look at my nose. It's like the guy from Family Guy. Oh yes, it's just a big thing. Is a big schnoz. He should do the Humpty dance with that.
Glad I'm not descended from the Flamsteed family.
The Flamsteed dance is your chance to do the Steed King.
Speaking of astronomers, this day in 1774 is the first sighting of the Orion Nebula by William Herschel. Did they never look up? I mean, everybody can pick out Orion's belt. I mean, that's probably the easiest thing to see.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's the Orion Nebula right there. Now, the thing is, did they know, like, you always wonder who named these things. They're like, connect the stars, we can make an image. That's the Orion Nebula.
Actually, it's the astronomers who first discover it that get to name it. For instance, Halley's Comet was discovered by Halley.
Halley. And I like that Nebula she was able to time travel back then to get that. I mean, she does good for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Moving on, and we're skipping through. Apparently today is Presidential Inauguration Day because I think every president in history was inaugurated today. And
it was. Wow.
To tell us about it. So we're just going to skip ahead a little bit.
Did you see the 9th president? Like, I know that's an artist rendition, but of William Henry Harrison. Whoa, he looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah. A lot of people did back then, though.
Yikes.
But one of note.
Holy cow, you do have to scroll through a lot of inaugurations.
One of note, this day in 1861, Abraham Lincoln is inaugurated as the 16th president. And then just 4 years later in his second term, the man who would assassinate him weeks later, John Wilkes Booth, is photographed attending the inauguration. And there's even a little picture in there where you can pick him out. It's a little bit of a Where's Waldo type thing, but apparently he was there.
Wow. Isn't that creepy? Like, you would think it, like, I'm always fascinated with old photos like that. Like, it's crazy.
Well, and the fact that all of these people had to stand perfectly still for however long it took, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it was, in order to make sure it was a clear picture, because otherwise it would look blurry or they wouldn't show up at all.
Yeah. Wow. It's nuts.
Let's keep moving on. This day in 1877, Tchaikovsky's ballet Swan Lake has its world premiere, performed by the Bolshoi Ballet in Moscow.
Don't say that too fast, huh?
Yeah. I might accidentally drop a
S-bomb there.
Little S-bomb, which we've been doing today, but that's okay.
Yeah, today there's a couple of S-bombs and this one's been more of a PG-13 episode.
Yeah, we got the one F-bomb, a few shits in there, and so.
Yeah. PG-13, baby.
This day in 1922, the very first vampire film, Nosferatu, premieres at the Berlin Zoological Garden in Germany. It's an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And of course, if you know film at all, if you've seen, the black and white, obviously, no dialogue, bald head, long fingers, that's Nosferatu. That's the film that debuted today.
And he's also on Kirk Hammett's guitar.
He is. Well, one of his guitars anyway.
One of his guitars. I wonder if they used it last night. They played Battery on the Stephen Colbert show last night.
It's funny. I saw they did that, but I haven't seen the clip yet. So
it's
worth checking out.
They still kick ass. It's Metallica, baby.
They always will. Moving on, this day in 1927, Babe Ruth becomes the highest paid player in MLB history when he signs a 3-year, $70,000 per season contract with the New York Yankees. $70,000. I don't think that's even the minimum right now for an MLB.
No, that's nuts. But you think 1927, that kind of coin though, he's getting paid. Like, I don't know what that would be today, but what a deal, man. Oh. Some girl signed this ball. Some Baby Ruth. Babe Ruth.
Little Sandlot reference there for you.
Good stuff.
Let's move on. This day in 1936, the first flight of the airship Hindenburg at Friedrichshafen, Germany. Of course, we all know what happened to the Hindenburg when it blew up not long after. And of course, that was the end of the Zeppelin era for sure.
Yeah, that was a scary, that's an iconic yet frightening image.
Oh, could you imagine being on there when everything is just engulfed in flames? Yeah.
No, it's frightening.
Toasty!
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, this date in 1966, John Lennon says we, the Beatles, are more popular than Jesus. Obviously, that didn't sit well with a lot of people.
No, we are more popular than Jesus. Come to find out, we have a lot of days in history to prove that we are pretty popular.
Yeah, every chance they get a chance. Every
day they try to find something Beatles related. I think whoever does the website's a huge Beatles fan.
Probably. Let's move on. This day in 1968, Joe Frazier takes his world record to 20-0 and captures vacant world heavyweight boxing title, stops Buster Mathis in 11th round technical knockout at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Yeah, man. Good old Joe Frazier. Smoking Joe Frazier.
They didn't say down goes Frazier because...
Not in that one, because down goes Mathis for TKO.
Moving on, this day in 1976, the second People's Choice Awards. John Wayne and Katharine Hepburn win Motion Picture, Telly Savalas and Carol Burnett for TV.
I'd like to thank the Academy, little lady. Katharine Hepburn. That's a bad John Wayne. All right, little partner.
You got to work on that one a little bit, Tony.
Yeah, that one's a little rough.
Let's keep moving on. This day in 1989, the Louvre Pyramid, designed by IMP, boy, that's a cool name, is inaugurated by French President Francois Mitterrand. Could you imagine if your name was IMP?
IMP. That's his name. What's your name? IM. Last name? P. IMP.
Reminds me of when we were in elementary school and you told people spell iCup.
Yeah, ICUP. So funny.
Moving on, this day in 1993, the very first ESPY Awards. Michael Jordan and Monica Seles are the big winners there.
Fantastic basketball player and tennis player.
Absolutely.
It's weird to see Air Jordan with facial hair. It's weird.
Oh, and let's see. Finally, let's do this. This day in 2018, the 90th Academy Awards. Best Picture is The Shape of Water. Best Director, Guillermo del Toro. Best Actor, Gary Oldman. And Best Actress, Frances McDormand. All great. Be interesting to see what the Academy Awards look like this year. I don't think that they're going to be as good.
No, I don't think so. Well, if you look at like the Golden Globe winner, like Borat won Best Picture.
Right. For a comedy, but still, yeah.
What won the dramatic one that typically wins the Academy Award this year? Do you know?
It was Nomadland.
Okay. I didn't really. I was going to cover it in entertainment this week, and I just was like, as the days went on, I'm like, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, folks, before we head out for the day, let's run down some of today's holidays. And we have a bunch of them that we're going to, celebrate. So, for instance, today is Benjamin Harrison Day.
Ooh, let's celebrate. I'm excited. Breaking Benjamin.
It is Courageous Follower Day. It is
Follow me.
Holy Experiment Day. I don't know if you want to experiment with that. It is Hug a GI Day. Probably not while on duty. It is Marching Music Day. I was in marching band. It was fun. It is International Game Masters Day. Nice little.
That's fitting for tomorrow. Hardest game ever. Yeah.
Yep. It is March 4th Day, which March forward 4th. Today is the 4th. It is International Scrapbooking Industry Day. All right, whatever floats your boat. National Hospitalist Day. Apparently anybody who works at a hospital. National Pound Cake Day.
Pound cake.
Sign me up for that one. It is National Grammar Day. It is National Dance the Waltz Day. Toy Soldier Day. Old Inauguration Day. National Sons Day. National Snack Day. And finally, World Book Day. Boy, a lot to cover, but folks, we will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. It is Friday. We do good news, everyone, on Friday. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Peace.